you know, even if we just take the thing you're claiming, it's not dispositive of the allegations in any way. So it's just like, why does this feel like important context to you?
Oh, she's crazy, so it's all fake. It's like, well, no, a lot of the time someone is crazy, but they've also had bad things happen to them.
Give C Cameron the chat. So, delete your YouTube channel. Delete your YouTube channel, Cameron. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my. Oh, my. The Hey Boss. Filthy Frank reference in Big 25. Oh, you'll be forgiven for thinking that this video was produced in 2015. But no, this is actually just a reptilian in 2025 attempting to imitate his collective knowledge of YouTube throughout the last decade. So Cameronf305, the situation has become even more dire, okay? The Cameronf305 situation is more dire than ever, okay? And here you see Detective Jelly.bluesky.social, the minor that accused Cameronf305 of R-ing her, is saying here, there are 3 possible things. If you don't remember, Cameron claimed this young woman was blackmailing him. There are 3 possible things he could have told Diesel that I was blackmailing him with. Number 1, his butt plug thing. That's embarrassing, and I totally should have. 2, his alleged butt assault. And 3, his numerous suicide attempt stories. So Cameron, the new content cop who went after iDubbbz, I think we know why he hates Hassan so much now. I think we know why he hates Hassan so much. He's obviously a Destiny fan. I can't think of any other reason why he'd be shoving stuff up his ass other than being a Destiny fan. So that must be the case. Now that's just one of many things that were discovered last night, okay? We found out a lot more about these allegations about the situation. I don't know if I want to watch some of Aiden's stream first, or if I just want to watch this guy's video. But Dick has put up something worrying last night. So, for those who don't know, along with this Jelly person, Detective Jelly, also known as Anne, there was another person who accused Cameron around the same time, another girl, called Crexer. And Crexer was like totally discredited by everyone, right? So Diesel wrote her off. A bunch of other people like wrote her off as if she was just like lying. I think she probably was shown to be crazy in some way, like a lot of these people are. But there was I saw a clip and I was just like a bit, what's happening here? In fact, we will go through the Aiden stream. I'll just guide you through exactly what happened here. So I saw this clip last night. I sort of woke up from a nap. I had a brief nap and I was watching Aiden's stream. It gets spoiled here. I was watching Aiden's stream, was having a brief nap, and I saw this clip. Well, Bug found this, okay? He wants to be, credited here. So I saw this clip. I'm gonna play this for you quickly.
What? What the fuck? What?
So that's a bit of a strange clip, isn't it? That's just like a bit... Like, you can't draw any crazy firm conclusions from that, but...
What the fuck?
Like, she looks pretty worried there, no? Like...
What?
She's like, what? That's the first... She's like, what? So, he's coming in, she's not really expecting it.
What?
She sort of lets go in close, and immediately, sort of like a bit concerned here.
What the fuck?
Again goes, what the fuck? Push him off. And then he does like this forced laugh in response. And I was like, well, that's weird as fuck. Everyone said this girl's got nothing to complain about, and there was the allegations were nothing. But this is like weird as fuck. This is like not normal stuff to be happening. Like, there might be times where maybe Like, I can imagine. So, let's think different physical interactions that could have happened in this clip. But there are some physical interactions where, like, maybe he comes over and tries to hug her, and she doesn't want to hug, and she like, sort of push him away. It's like that could look a little bit weird or pushy from the outside, but it wouldn't be really inherently, and like there could be a lot of things going on there. But that's not what really happens here. This is grabbing her by the throat, and it's not like just like around the like a headlock, like arm round the throat thing. It's like a weird, like not cool to do to someone type grab around the throat, unless you've like spoken about that, you know. So, but again, not a lot of context here, so you can't draw like firm conclusions about it. But I heard Diesel call into Aiden's after Aiden had seen this. I heard Diesel call in. And Diesel's calling literally just made me more suspicious. I was like, whoa, what? And so I think Diesel is going to end up looking back at some of these allegations. But we're going to go through Diesel's calling, my calling, and then Cameron's new video. Aiden's stream last night. So I can catch you guys up on the developments here. Also, there's a call in with the bat. The bat speaks here. So yeah, Aiden sees it here. And Diesel calls in.
Eva's opinions. I've said on Twitter that coverage goes against my own standards now. I'm saying prayers for the truth. True. I need to know the context of—
Why did this girl get discredited in the first place? I think she might have been found to be... people claim... I don't actually know. I don't know how to trust anyone's judgments of this. People claim she was caught lying about something or a couple things at some point and was pressuring and to help her get evidence. And apparently she did a GoFundMe and then disappeared with the money and didn't say anything again. So people just have like a pretty negative view of the whole situation. But you'll see when Diesel calls in about this clip, it made me way more suspicious of the whole thing. So I'll show you this.
Of this. Is this guy gonna call in? Holy shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So this is my point. It's a point that I thankfully see other people now make more often. I didn't used to see this point made very much in dramas, I'm going to be honest, but I do now see this made more than before, which is thank fuck. Just because someone's lying about one thing that's like in a totally separate situation, in a different context, doesn't mean they're lying about this thing. And the fact that people are so often, commentary retards, are so often able to brute force through claims or narratives by just going, well, they were lying about that, so I don't trust any of it. It's like, it's so retarded. It's like, it's so dumb. So how about you evaluate the competing claims and the evidence that supports them, as opposed to just going, oh, well, I caught this person lying once. You're a fucking retard. You're actually so dumb. No, that is actually Tommy C logic. That is full-blown Tommy C logic. That's facts.
Look at her face. Look at the body language.
Oh yeah, Momorco is a... No, Momorco's trans. I'm pretty sure, right? Momorco's trans? Trans squid.
Okay, Diesel, at this point, you've gotten me to... Do you have...
No, they are, Sid.
Okay,
no,
so apparently Diesel... I took Diesel's word on the original teaser being full of shit. I now want to know what happened with this Krexa person. Because, yeah, it is actually pretty abnormal for two different girls to be making allegations of, like... That's not really a be-all end-all that you're guilty. But, like... That's, like, pretty... Yo, Diesel, what's up? What's the deal with this Krexa person?
Okay, alright. So Krexa is a big bag of worms. So during the... I'm sorry if I autistically, like, am ranting about this, but just ask whatever questions and I'll help you out. Yeah, so basically during the run of allegations, this other prior person enters, Krexa, who was going through some housing issues, and Cameron offered her a place to stay.
Like you do. Just offering people from the internet a place to stay. when they're going through housing issues, specifically women. You know, because that's what normal guys do, right? Normal, non-rapist, non-abuser guys just scoop up housing insecure, mentally ill women off the internet to look after like a baby bird, like an injured bird, you know? Like a little injured bird. They just fix the wing and let it fly and don't fuck it at all. Right? Right?
A relationship, and basically at a certain point, Cameron says that Crexa acts crazy, right? They have a bunch of arguments. They separate and distance themselves. Cameron gives Crexa an ultimatum, like, you need to find a place or not, right? And he basically kicks her out of the house, right? Crexa accuses him of domestic abuse and listening to women scream in his sleep, which is a crazy one.
He is not. We know he is not cool. That is way too cool to be Cameron. He does not listen to women screaming in his sleep. That is not true.
Is that Crexa courts the charitability of an anti-community from Yandere Dev called r/Osana. And r/Osana provides a GoFundMe for her, and basically she and this other person were supposed to be getting the GoFundMe together, and Cameron releases his response video that he's now taken down. He basically exonerates himself from this pretty fully. He has a lot of evidence for this. And then she runs off with the GoFundMe money and leaves the other person holding the bag. The other person being a former mod of r/Osana, who's like a Cameron sweeper now.
Okay. So when you say he refuted this pretty heavily, can you give me like one example of something he like? Did he like show her admitting that it wasn't true or something?
Yeah, so he plays the full context of that, and honestly, either way, that one looks pretty bad. But there is a.
So, did you catch that?
Can you give me like one example of something he like? Did he like show her admitting that it wasn't true or something?
Yeah, so he plays the full context of that, and honestly, either way, that one looks pretty bad.
This one, he's talking about this clip on the screen, okay? So he came on to say how disproven these were. Aiden's like, all right, well, how are they disproven? What evidence was showing the contrary? And so Diesel's immediate response is, well, there wasn't really any contrary evidence to that one. That one's actually just pretty bad. So, okay. So what evidence is there to show that he's innocent? Because this is really fucking weird. If there's no exonerating context or context that makes this look like less freaky as fuck, it's like what is the mind state of someone that does this on camera? Like, surely you know you're on camera at this point, and this is how far you're willing to go on camera. Like, this is like you remember Destiny and Mia Rose, like the shit where he grabs her tits. It's like that sort of thing. But he was drunk then. You're like totally sober and you're doing this sort of crazy shit, like grabbing it, like gripping by the throat on this fucking girl. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
There is a bunch of arguments where Crexa acts very deranged, and he has these in his old response video that he took down.
Do you have an archive of that video?
Yeah, it's on PreserveTube.
Okay.
I can provide that for you. I cover some of it in my hold on one second. I cover some of it in my like 3-hour, 34-minute video.
Don't you remember Cameron being an alcoholic? Yeah, but I don't believe him. I literally don't believe him. When he's got a video on his YouTube channel where it seems pretty, you know, very likely that he's lying about his suicide attempt. I don't believe his stories of alcoholism or anything either. I'm not. I don't believe fucking anything this kid says.
Also sent you some other screenshots. I show all of those too. So, you know, it's not, you're just re-getting the same stuff I've already posted.
Yeah,
so,
I'll check all that out.
Yeah.
Your 3-hour, 40-minute video was on Yandere Dev.
So it was on the Yandere Dev stuff, and you know, there's also like I know that I spend a lot of time talking about, you know, dev, but a lot of that context is, you know, important for the stuff surrounding Cameron.
Well, you did a good job with okay, I'll say you did a good job with your new video of like giving context, because a lot of us just don't
yeah, I figured that like I don't know, it's like a normie commentary topic, and I've been on it for so long that it's just like Here you go.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
just word of warning, it's also about 3 hours long.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and another thing, there is a call between Ali, Krexa, and Jelly, where Krexa is like, if you've got to convince him, like basically if you got to get him to sleep with you, or get a recording of him saying that he'll sleep with you, do it. Basically, Krexa is like telling Jelly, do these things to get Cameron in a gotcha. So in a voice call.
So Krexa wants Cameron, because Krexa thinks that will make him look like a pedophile.
Yeah, Krexa wants to ruin Cameron using Jelly because it would make him look like a pedophile. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Do you believe... Do you...
So there's like nothing in this whole... It felt like Diesel called in to basically say, oh, Krex is bullshit, all this stuff's bullshit. But he didn't say... He hasn't like... He hasn't even claimed anything that is dispositive of her allegations, or either of their allegations, right? Nothing he said here is like remotely dispositive. It's just sort of like, oh yeah, they said some weird stuff happened around this. I guess they were like kind of trying to get confessions. Like, what am I supposed to take from this? What part of the allegation is meant to be dispelled? I don't know quite what the allegations are with Krexa. It's like some kind of abuse. They were living together, so it was like an abusive situation or whatever. It's like verbal and maybe physical abuse, overstepping boundaries and stuff, I think. But he's just sort of come in and said, oh, yeah, she had some deranged arguments and tried to get him to confess to something. But that doesn't really disprove the abuse angle, what you're saying there. So... skipping over the whole idea of whether you can prove the claims you're making and whether you're looking at the evidence and like interpreting it the correct way, like whether you've, you know, even if we just take the thing you're claiming, it's not dispositive of the allegations in any way. So it's just like, why does this feel like important context to you? Maybe you should find out what the allegations are exactly. No?
What do you think about Jelly's allegations against him?
You know, there's some things that I think are true and some things that I think are not true. The problem, and here's why I don't trust Jelly, and I understand she's a minor, and that's a very valid criticism. I'm not even going to refute that. During the original run of this, she portrayed a completely different person and story to a YouTuber named Ali, who produced the original expose on Yandere Dev. In that she basically tells people different things based on what their relationship is. And in the group chat, which Cameron showed you a small clip of, she admits to liking the chaos of it all, and just kind of just poisoning the well because she just finds it fun. And so that's why it's difficult to trust her.
Has she ever done anything like this, though, before, where she makes a life-ruining allegation that isn't true?
To public-facing individuals?
Well, is there what in the case of private-facing individuals, either one?
Yeah. So it's hard to tell. She alludes to saying that she like got other things from other people in the past. I mean, if she did or didn't from like pedophiles, like I don't care. But she had mentioned how she has a history of this, and then would walk it back because she didn't want it out there.
The thing is with pedophiles, it's very like if I'm assessing your morality and like what you would be willing to do, it would be easy for someone in her shoes to justify to herself what she's doing if she's not a total sociopath, what she's doing by saying these people are pedophiles, therefore I can extort them or do anything I want to them. That's not going to be enough of like a character assessment for me to then think that she'd be willing to like entirely falsely accuse a random individual who isn't a pedophile for without any like seeming financial motive. So I guess I wanted to see if there like any of her lies were like more relevant to her character in regards to this situation.
Yeah. So in regards with the stuff with Yandere Dev specifically, because I can talk about that more fully. She had a history online, but it's pretty sporadic, right? Like she would post pictures of herself on 4chan. She would advertise like the server that I sent you. But with Yandere, she had a weirdly.
None of this is that convoluted, and no, you don't need to watch a 3-hour and 45-minute video to understand any of it. You literally need to understand, like, nothing about Yandere Dev to understand the rest of this. It's, like, not relevant. Diesel's about to tell Aiden, and this retard Hellbent has told other people, that you have to watch the Yandere Dev video to understand this. You don't. You don't. Yes, you have. Queen Bee said, I spoke to Queen Bee over a week ago, and Queen Bee said to me that Hellbent told... he said this, Hellbent told me I need to watch a 3-hour video to understand the drama, so I gave up. That's what I heard from Queen Bee over a week ago. And I've seen you in this chat talking about Diesel's fucking video for the last 3 fucking weeks. Okay? So I know you've said that. I know you think that. I know Diesel thinks that. I know there's a bunch of you that think that. I know it's a very stupid thing to think. Because I know about the Yandere Dev situation. I remember when the Yandere Dev shit happened. I remember watching the Ali MCC stuff. I remember watching Yandere Dev's response video. I remember seeing all of that and seeing all the honeypot stuff. I remember all that. And you know how much of it is relevant to this? Like fucking none of it. Like literally fucking none of it. It's like crazy. It's like absolutely crazy. And yet Diesel is actually about to tell Aiden, oh, watch my 3-hour video, you'll understand it. No. No.
Positive disposition of him and wanted to exonerate him early on in the drama. And then she flipped on that and changed her position, and she wanted to make sure that Cameron was defended. And then, after having a very positive opinion of Cameron, she went on like a stream with him that was also, I think, privated. You know, they meet up. That first meetup happens and it's fine. And then the second meetup happens and she's like, it actually wasn't fine the entire time. And then after accusing him, she eventually walks it back on Twitter, and then her Twitter was deleted. And so there's that, where that lies. Again, I have all those as well.
Because also, when I'm thinking about her, I have to remember as well, when the time this goes down, she's a 16-year-old girl. She's somebody that she was groomed in the past, right? By other people. She had inappropriate experience with Yandere. Allegedly, she was sexually abused by her father. This is a girl who very easily, someone could do something terrible to her at that point in time and then rationalize it to her and potentially get her to believe that nothing wrong happened, which is why I wanted to see the full context of his call with her when she says, you didn't sexually assault me. I want to see what he said to her prior to that, because she seems like somebody that potentially, if she has feelings for somebody, could be very open to suggestion and manipulation. So that's why I wanted the context with Cameron's call.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I guess I'm just less charitable because of how much time I spent in it and how often.
Dude, this is like always, this is the sign of someone who has like broken thinking on something. When they just go, oh, I guess I'm just like less charitable. So you lay out reasoning. It's like, you know, premise, conclusion. It's like, and then like, oh yeah, I guess I'm just like less charitable because I've seen them lie. And it's like, okay. So you're just like, you're lost on your reasoning. You have a conclusion. And Diesel, to be fair, obviously reconsidered it. But it's just like, this is like, every time I hear this line of reasoning, it is like, always someone saying something retarded that makes no sense. It's like, this is Beckett talking about the sword. Oh, I guess I just have less charitability. I just think they were being Nazis because I have less charitability. Yes, I do. No, I can't reason this out for you. Oh my god. Yeah, I saw the Meat Canyon stuff. I fucking hate Meat Canyon, and I fucking hate commentary. So this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna pull it up in a minute. Willie Slackjaw and Meat Canyon fighting. Fucking hate both of those people. Just tear each other apart, please.
And I would chase down a lead in the story, and it would ultimately end up with her just telling something contradictory to something else somebody heard before. So I'm particularly not charitable of her, right? I understand that she is definitely a victim of plenty of things. But it's one of those things where it passed the threshold for me where I think, that's where my opinion lies. And I know that's just like a moral stand.
Meat Canyon isn't funny, just goofy drawings with no real substance. That's so true. There's barely even jokes. His videos barely even have jokes. It's not just like it's not substance and like lowbrow. It's fine to have like little substance and be a bit lowbrow. That's fine. Totally fine. Not everything has to be super smart. But there aren't jokes. There aren't like setups and punchlines. It's just like, oh, isn't this like ugly and stupid? Ha ha ha. It sucks. It's like totally empty, vapid, worthless content that is just like giga unlikable, unentertaining. And he's a low IQ prick too. Everything I've seen of him shows him to be a complete low IQ prick. So I'm don't like the guy either.
Ending opinion on that based off of the evidence I put together.
What are you fucking saying?
But that's just where I am. I understand why you.
I believe that is. Was it Nick, dude? Dimebag, you have to go back. You'll have to go back and find that VOD, that video somewhere. There is, I don't know if it's Nick that said that to Andrew Wilson or what, but yes, Nick and Andrew Wilson had like a weird interaction at some convention or something, DebateCon or some shit, where Nick, Erudite's husband, I think it was him, told Andrew Wilson that he has beautiful eyes, and then he, like, he had just filled up, like, his water bottle at this, like, table that was filled with, like, snacks and refreshments and shit. And he took a swig from it, and then was like, and, like, was, like, freaking out. Like, and he realized he had just refilled, Nick, he just refilled his water bottle from the boiling water like flask for like teas and coffees or whatever, and it just swigged down like a whole thing of fucking boiling water in front of a bunch of people and scalded the inside of his mouth. This is a story Andrew Wilson told. So if you can go back and find that video, that should exist somewhere. I think Andrew Wilson said some shit about that at some point.
You don't agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're obviously, I'll admit, you're way more knowledgeable on like the details of this and have more experience communicating with these people than I do. So I'm not.
I don't want like to. I don't know. I'm not like trying to gatekeep any of the information or like say that you got to watch the video, but it's just like it's she hopped in my Twitter DMs, gave me like a different story, and I think one of the moments where I was like, oh, I don't. Like, this girl is a way smarter than she lets on, because I think she's actually the smartest person that was involved in this.
Hellbent is DMing me in an absolute fucking rage right now. Hellbent is actually raging in my DM, absolutely seething, blind rage.
She shoots me a DM, and I don't answer right away, because I'm waiting for her public response. She makes a public response, I reach out to her, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see your message. And she clocks it instantly and is like, I think you saw my message. I think you were waiting for something to happen before you reached out to me. Because that's just how you drama YouTubers work.
What potential motives do you think she could have about lying about Cameron, if you know of any?
Yeah, so she accuses Cameron of buying Sims 4 DLC for her. Cameron in the group chat attests that it was a birthday gift. To which she basically mocks. I really do think it was
which DLC? Can we be clear? Which DLC for The Sims 4 was this?
Just for little prizes like that, or like rewards or things like that she could get out of those people. Yandere Dev said the same thing happened with him, and obviously, again, no charitability to him. The buck stops with Dev because of the age gap, right? But I mean, you know, the Sims 4 DLC ain't nothing to sniff at, right? I know that's been brought up more than once with this. It was like $40 just with Cameron alone, based off of the expansion or whatever.
Okay.
But you know, I also do think part of her like
Cameron spent a whole $40.
Too,
and he didn't even get a hit.
And wanted.
I think he
the
did
best
get
for
a hit.
them.
Actually,
Maybe not like as a romantic partner, but as like a friend.
Please tell me that he wasn't living with this girl and didn't hit.
Or, you know, maybe even the trauma bonding thing is reasonable and true. I've been in it so long, and I've heard so many different stories from these people that it's just I can't trust any of it.
Got it. Well, I'm gonna definitely check out your 3-hour and 40-minute video. I can't say.
I'm so sorry. I know. I hate saying go watch it, right?
I can't.
You don't need to watch this gay fucking video. No one needs to watch this video. No one needs to watch that video. You don't even need to watch that video to know about the underage dev stuff, okay? I'm gonna be real. Ain't that complicated? Yeah, there are a bunch of honeypotting teenagers running around, and Yandere Dev fell for it. Well, you got gots. Bad news, buddy. But yeah. Anyway, what's Hellbent saying here? What's Hellbent saying here? Okay, so you want to save time on the call-in. So let's see what this says. It's calling me a bad faith contrarian. Okay.
Rare, I will sit down for 3 hours and 40 minutes to do anything.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. I get it. I mean, again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You got me. I'm usually on most nights, so.
All right, thanks. Take care, man. Peace.
But.
Oh, did I just hang up on him?
No.
I think I just
we're not banning Hellbent,
hung
okay?
up on this guy.
Hellbent remains. Hellbent remains. We're not even unmodding, okay?
My bad. My bad. So I put on this.
Yo!
Get yourself something nice. Like Sims 4 DLC.
Thank you for the $40. Biblically accurate angel. Thank you. Hugely appreciate for the $40. Thank you. Okay, we have the back call to watch. But I want to play my call as well. I came on briefly. I thought this is important for context. And then, because Diesel says, I made great points. Diesel said I made good points in my call-in. So he's looking at the video again. Okay, I need to AFK for 2 seconds though.
Consistencies in different ways.
You're calling me now.
Like little ways that you reword things, basically. I see what you...
Hello?
So that video of the girl getting like grabbed by the neck by Cameron, that's Craig's, right?
Yeah, I'm being told that's out of context. I have to look into that.
Well, I heard you say that, so I just went back and listened through the bit of the Diesel call that I missed the first time around because I was away from my computer for some of it before. It didn't sound like he said that clip was already out of context. He said that one looks bad, even like no matter what.
Yeah, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying that's just what I think I thought I heard, but I'll have to look into it. I'm not discrediting it.
I think he said that one. I think he said that one just looks bad no matter what. But it seemed like he was saying that the context that you needed that makes Cameron look innocent of domestic abuse is that Crexer is like crazy and had these deranged arguments with Cameron.
But he says that about.
Like, well,
I think Diesel is like way too quick. This is my opinion. I think he's been way too quick to discredit like certain a lot of people believe this girl can't be trusted because when she was a kid, she was involved in like honeypot, like extortion of pedophiles or something. And it's like that doesn't bear a whole lot of relevance on these current claims.
It feels like once again low IQ. Commentary YouTubers taking path of least resistance and being like, well, this is a crazy bitch, so I can't trust anything, so none of it's real. And then that just works with everyone.
I apparently accidentally had you turn up to 200 volume by accident. I'm sorry, Chef. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, it just seems like people take the path of least resistance and shut off and go, oh, she's crazy, so it's all fake. It's like, well, no, a lot of the time someone is crazy, but they've also had bad things happen to them.
Well, yeah, knowing what we know now, I really want to start looking into this Crexa shit.
Yeah, that's what I was calling to say. Is I'm never gonna look into that because I'm lazy. So you need to.
You think that's gonna be? It's gonna be. If anything, it's gonna be Parry's job. If anything, he's like the ability to like read and look into the most like boring shit, and then like only.
You need to look at the suicide video as well. It's very important.
I've been told that. All right, thanks.
It's actually key evidence. All right, catch you later.
Dude, Kuihman and Parry are like, look at the suicide video, and it's like him talking about his suicide attempt when he was like 15. It's like, what am I supposed to? I don't. That's like all. That sounds like first of all, an optics nightmare. Second of all, it doesn't sound relevant to anything I'm talking about. If you want to watch a guy go like laugh at like a 15-year-old suicide attempt for like 3 streams, you could go watch Parry. That's not like my thing.
Okay, I'm back, but I'm still gonna be getting coffee and stuff, so we are just gonna quiggle for 1 minute, and we're gonna start reviewing the bat. The bat call-in. Where was the bat call-in? Wait, can you guys hear my... Fuck. Okay, here.
Wait, why? How do I move him up? Hello?
Hello.
How's it going?
So the gay bat from Marco's stream called into Aiden's stream, okay? So this is a little way in, a long way into Aiden totally slating Mama Arco and the gay bat. Wait, is that the Elf Pyre? Oh yeah, I see. Elf Pyre Ava. Oh, I saw a comment from that person or something at some point. That name actually sounds familiar now that I'm... Hey. Where have I seen this person's username? I've seen this person's username in the last 24 hours in somewhere that isn't this. Cool, then. I thought it might have been on one of my videos, but it doesn't like it is. I can't see the username. Interesting. Okay.
Going pretty good.
The bat is in the cave.
I've been prepping lesson quite a bit. So at your coverage, it's pretty good, and your chat is brutal, man.
Listen, they're brutal to me. They're brutal to everyone.
Yeah, no. I mean, literally, Glenn. It's no hold. There are no friends in your chat. I've seen them go at you. I've seen them go at everybody.
It's not every day though. It's not every day we see a talking bat, so we're a little bit it's a culture shock for us. We're not.
Yeah, your critique is fair too. I will say. Like who's this bitch coming in with this law talk all the time? I was actually specifically asked to come on because I'm a lawyer. I tested the bar in California. I was a family law, and I was what's known as minors advocate or minors counsel. So in the state of California, if there's any kind of dispute, domestic, divorce, anything like that happening, the state of California appoints a lawyer to the minor, to any of the kids there, so their needs and interests are represented as well. So that is my background in law.
Do you ever stream with the filter off, by the way? I'm sorry. I don't mean... It's just a huge call. Do you ever...
No, I don't, because I have 3 fans going on right now. I have a Precast AI. It wouldn't sound much different. Maybe a little bit pitched down, but the AI is filtering out what would sound like a jet turbine if I turn it off.
Got it. So yeah, I guess the problem it's not like a super big problem. A lot of this I've been kind of laughing at this, but I'm speaking like almost entirely from a context of like morality. As opposed to like criminal prosecution or anything legal.
Morality, yeah, I can, and I will say largely I agree with you, morality, in terms of that. But that is not why I was brought onto that stream, and it was not the points I was asked to bring up or stand on, because morality needs to be tailored with law. Otherwise, you get groupthink, and then all of a sudden Salem witch trials are happening and stuff. So. Morality is very important to adhere to, but you have to temper it with the law.
I agree that the law should be like a reflection of morality, but I don't think in moral conversations, I don't think the inverse needs to apply. I don't think you need to bring the law into conversation about morality unless you are ultimately making the argument that somebody should be legally condemned in some way. And
I will say this too in terms of my critiques.
So I get this person was brought on to give legal arguments, but like they were like, it wasn't just giving legal arguments. They were like scolding the way Aiden does interviews and all this shit. It was like it wasn't just legal arguments, was it? It wasn't like they were just like, well, you know, well, technically someone could argue that you engaged in laws that break the sex trafficking laws in the US because you traveled across state lines to meet someone that was under 18. It probably wouldn't be prosecuted in any real case because those laws are generally used for sex trafficking and not just for teenagers that go and meet each other to fuck. Like, yeah, there's legal information you could provide here, but that's not what you were doing. What you were doing was, well, this Aiden guy's a real piece of shit for asking you repeated questions. This Aiden guy's a real piece of shit for asking the same question multiple times to try and get a different answer out of you, see if you trip yourself up. That was your commentary. That was the sort of shit you were saying. Is that's not relevant to the legal arguments at all. Doesn't make any sense.
Cameron, because clearly they weren't stated well enough on the stream, but like Cameron should not have been going on all these people talking about it, showing you partial evidence that wasn't actually like the whole clip or the whole tall, because it's in court law we call that for completion's sake, which means that yes, absolutely, is he wants you to believe him and he's already presenting you evidence, he should provide the totality of that.
Yeah, but it's not even just
like I do believe that it was really cringe what he did and what he admitted to.
The bat is trying to be pro-law while also criticizing police interrogation strategy. That's actually, you're totally missing something there. You are totally missing something there by acting like that's a contradiction. That is the most, like, libertarian attitude. Right? That is pure libertarian attitude. Of, oh, these fucking piece of shit pigs think they can ask you questions about the drawings you enjoy. These piece of shit pigs think they can ask you questions about how old your girlfriend is. Don't you know the law? I know my rights.
Say that it is a preponderance of evidence, which means more likely than not, that maybe something would happen and maybe an investigation could be opened. But like you said, and something I agree as well, I don't think there's enough here to like get a conviction.
Okay. I would agree with you. The thing is though, the thing is, this evidence as well was not. It wasn't just like he quickly got some together and provide. He referred to the reason this evidence came into question is because this is what he put into his actual document that he keeps advertising as like the slam dunk that should totally exonerate him in the court of public opinions.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, and that's the thing. His fight is in the court of public opinion, and he's losing that.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because he keeps getting one guy. He comes on and he gets angry and he gets defensive. And
yo, thank you, Hody, for the membership. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but like, as a lawyer, look, the only way that you would get the chair if I represented you is if you didn't listen to what I told you not to do or to do. You go by me, go, hey, can I see this to defend myself publicly? Oh, California is also a two-party consent state, and
on the death penalty, yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Look, a lot of liberal lawyers will call them believes that the death penalty is horrible. I am not one of those people. I'm sorry. I think that our prison system is completely overpopulated, and it's a waste on the taxpayers' resources to keep violent criminals alive. But that's just an opinion.
Well, yeah, I think this person, is it true this person hangs out with a ladyboy mindset? Is it true that this lolly bat hangs out with ladyboy mindset? No, ladyboy mindset is the lawyer who does the VTuber stuff. Give C Samarin the chat. So Apparently, I've been hearing from Aiden, actually, from Aiden specifically. I've been hearing a lot about how Florida are trying to make it so you can receive the death penalty for sex offenses. I don't think the statute of limitations has passed on what Cameron did yet.
I would love, absolutely love, on like a separate stream to have that argument with you if you'd ever like to come on about that.
Sir, are you for or against it?
Super against it. I totally disagree with your reasoning. Super fucking against it. Yeah, like insanely.
Okay, I'm interested. Yeah, we could do that for sure. That'd be a lot more fun than what this is. I've decided to, and I did this because I told Cameron when I last talked to him, you need to stop going on and talking about this shit. Let what you said stand on its own. It's good. The dust is gonna settle and ships are gonna lie where they may. But if you keep fucking poking at it and responding, it's never gonna end. So you need to stop. He did not take that advice to heart, so now I'm no longer interested.
Would that not encourage people to try killing their SA victim to hide evidence, since they'll get the same sentence regardless? I would think so, yeah, to be honest. I mean, I don't like the death penalty. I don't think the death penalty should be implemented. But I'm just saying, there is the prospect of it being used on camera. That, like, in theory, if that was passed in Florida and Cameron was found guilty in a court of law in the state of Florida, in theory, he could, but I don't think it would. Not that I think it would. And I'm against the death penalty, of course. But there is the chance that if that got passed and he got tried in the court of law in Florida, he could be.
In covering it, unless I see like a report, like Pitsy filed a report against Destiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So like,
wait, nope. That wasn't a police case. That wasn't a criminal case. That wasn't a criminal case.
If something truly actionable happened, I encourage Jelly to do that because it's the only way she's going to see justice.
Well, a lot of people don't think that legal justice equates to like satisfaction and closure. There's like guilt tied to that.
No,
and also
true.
The trial process, as you would probably know, can be like embarrassing and extensive for the victim, especially if this is like an experience that's like traumatic or they're trying to move on with their life, right?
That's true.
Their characters
I will
called
say
into
though,
question.
because they were a minor when the alleged events happened, they would be able to have
their name redacted,
their name and everything sealed, and
yeah.
they'd sue as a John Doe.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that it wouldn't be even about doxing though, but they would still. I know you can have child sex abuse. Is that on a federal? That's not on a federal level. Is that in the state of Florida?
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah. No. It goes. Oh, I mean, they would be if this were to happen. They had the preponderance of evidence, which is evidence that more likely than not happened. That gives them the ability to actually launch an investigation and press charges depending on what they find. If they press charges and were to get it to it, they would probably charge him on the state level and the federal level, which means that he would be facing...
I was ignoring this in chat, but okay, so Morale is now inviting the victim on stream. This is awesome stuff, Morale.
2 different convictions if he was found guilty of both the federal and...
This won't end like every other time, I'm sure.
And state level charges.
Wait, why do you think it would be on the federal level?
I give it less than 14 days before Morale was on a live stream on the brink of tears.
I believe it meets the standard to be elevated as an aggravated sentence. Let me check real quick though.
They did cross state lines, didn't they?
All I'm aware is a professional student. Like there is so much of the law that I don't know. I just try to, what I do know about the law and the process, I try to bring my opinion to.
Well, listen, it's not every day you get to discuss the law with Batman, so I thought that would make for interesting convo. But okay, yeah, because he crossed state lines, I gotta imagine. Could there be a case for false imprisonment with the admission?
Yeah, so that's absolutely. If he crossed state lines to do this, 100% federal.
And also, with the admission on video or on audio recording, that she wanted to leave and he didn't let her leave or whatever.
Yeah.
Could a case of false imprisonment be made?
Probably not, given how short of a time frame it actually happened. I think It depends on the state. I know California, unlawful holding is more than 10 or 15 minutes. They change it every few years. But if it was only about 5 minutes, I wouldn't say a case couldn't be made, but it would be very difficult to get there because there has to be some reasonable amount of time to give the person a chance to do the right thing.
Okay.
Which I don't agree with, by the way. Because it allows crimes to happen. Oh well, hey, he has 15 minutes to make up his mind to be a good person or not. I see that's inappropriate, but that is what the law usually says on those matters.
Okay. My final question would be, and I'd be much more interested in discussing the death penalty with you. But
I would actually love to do that debate.
Yeah. So my last statement would be, how much would you?
There's no way Aiden's gonna debate this fucking cunny bat with the fucking AI voice filter on for the entire debate.
Estimate, and if you're comfortable sharing, how much does the average VTuber weigh in your opinion? Would you say on average it's above like 800 pounds?
That's a good question. I only know a couple of VTubers, like,
They're
where
all
I know
hogs.
them in real life, but both of them are, like, worriedly underweight. So I will say that VTubers
so like
probably in
500
general have a
pounds.
weight problem, but if it was, yeah, exactly, 420 pounds, actually.
Yeah, got it, gotcha. All right, well,
But, yeah, so...
Oh, keep going, sorry.
Yeah, I just want to make my little my statements and my critiques of Cameron clear too, because it clearly didn't come out through on the stream. I don't think he did good things here. I don't think he's been handling this well. I think from a PR, morality, and even a legal standpoint, he's pretty much bunkissed this.
On what?
It is my suggestion to him. He stopped talking about it. He stopped going on his streams, getting...
You were right about the fat VTube ads. I know I was. Dude, someone posted another picture. It's so crazy that people were actually trying to gaslight me. Like, all this talk of how poorly Ethan Klein gets treated, how gaslit he is. There were people... Someone posted, like, another screenshot in the reply somewhere. I can't see it. But there was another screenshot of Kirsch's tubby fucking hands. I can't see it. But yeah, there was another screenshot where her hands, like, even fatter. It's like there were people trying to tell me this bitch ain't huge.
To interviews and stuff and let what she has presented stand. And if there's an escalation, then that goes to court and then that's up to them to deal with.
Yeah.
But in terms of like morality argument, I'm sorry, Cameron, you've more or less lost this.
Yes. Yeah. And inevitably, I want admission. I want him to quit. That's what I want. That's all I'm really looking for. Or a full release of Call 1.
Delete your YouTube channel. Delete your YouTube channel, Cameron.
The entirety of Call 1.
If he has it, absolutely. I mean, look, the only reason why I say that too is because he presented part of it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, if you want, like...
I saw Aiden declared total rape Krieg on Cameron during this stream as well.
It's bad faith. We've been talking a lot about bad faith. It's bad faith to present like a snippet, go, there's my evidence. Well, where's the whole freaking clip, man? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. Are you a lolicon, by the way? My chat's saying you're a lolicon.
No.
Yeah? No? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said no.
Oh, okay, got it. The voice changer.
Like, in real life, I get it, but again, if I were to take out my filter, it would just sound very loud in fans, and then my voice as well.
Got it. All right, well, we'll talk about that.
I don't believe this person at all. I don't believe this person. Are they trying to claim they're a woman? Is that what's happening here?
Death penalty discussion.
You just
Thank
sound
you
like
for
that.
calling in.
No, you don't.
And if I ever end up killing someone with an axe again, I'll make sure to call you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Again.
Bye-bye. All right. So, folks... We're back to business.
Yeah, it seems like a man, 100%. I know, no, Momoko is trans. Anyway, let's carry on here. So, Cameron choking the fuck out of this girl. Okay. Now, this is important stuff here. We need to see the end of the stream.
Solver isn't there. He lied about dude, what? You know what he was doing? Because I wasn't right now. I actually feel bad for food shops. Cam is such a piece of shit that I feel bad for the pedophile. Wait, I thought you were just making up a random... Wait, Bug, send me that.
No, Momoko's trans,
Wait, how could you just skip over that, Bug? That's incredibly fucking relevant. Wait. I thought you were just using that as an example. That's what the actual date... That's what the date... Bug, you realize we talked on the 24th. Okay, I'm gonna test something. No, we can't test it. We'd have to test it tomorrow. If I was to make an MP3 file today and send it to you on Discord tomorrow, your time and my time, would the date just be the day it got sent on Discord? No, it wouldn't, because no.
Post the Momoko in the manager group chat logs. No, I'm not gonna just leak DMs like that. It is funny though, trust me. It is funny stuff. If I could leak it, you'd be very entertained. But I'm not gonna do that. The VTube manager LARP, this stuff has to be disrespected maximally. If a VTuber ever refused to talk to VTuber managers, only talk to the VTuber. If they say they've got a manager, say, oh yeah, how much do you pay them? How much of a cut they take? Yeah, it's just their emotional support person. Usually it's like an autism translator. But then they're more autistic. The manager's more autistic.
That makes no sense, because I downloaded it on the 26th, and it's the 26th where you are. And it gave the... So that... Wait, which file does it say the date of creation is the 24th? Both of them? Is it on both of them? Bug. So, wait, but is the date for both of them? Oh my fucking god. He was... You know what he was doing? Because I wasn't supposed to see the precursor. The precursor that he wouldn't send me was a longer version of the call.
So, are you guys following this?
On Discord, I should have looked at where he had marked in and out, because that was probably the portion of the precursor that he had exported while we were talking.
So, basically, Cameron sent Aiden the cool one, quote unquote, that was like 1 minute and something long. And then there was a second audio file that was like 5 minutes long. Okay? The cool one file that Aiden was sent by Cameron was an MP3. And MP3s, when you export them, get given an ID3 tag. Which is like, it's the metadata that tracks the release date, the artist, the song name and the genre, the artist and the genre and all that shit. For MP3s. Now, Discord does not strip that metadata. Discord strips like EXIF from photos, so you can't like dock someone off a photo and shit. But it doesn't strip ID3 data from an MP3. And when you open this ID3, the MP3, and look at the ID3 data for it, the release date was the day he spoke to Cameron. So it was not the original file. Because what Aiden asked Cameron to do was go to his Premiere project, right-click the audio, open the file, location, like the original file, and just send that to him. That did not happen. He was obviously, while he's spending like 10 minutes fucking around, it seems like that fucking around was him exporting a new version of the audio that was shorter. And so Aiden, when this guy screen shares to Aiden, Aiden sees the second file, and we see this when we watched the debate yesterday. Aiden sees a 5-minute file that this guy then claims is the precursor call. And then when he's showing, later on, when this guy goes to show the properties of the 5-minute file, he pulls up the properties of a file, shows that to Aiden, ends his screen share, and then re-screen shares, and the media player is already open with the 5-minute file. So he was fucking around so much in that call. And this is just like the most suspicious shit. Like, why is this a brand new file? Just show us, give us the original full recordings. It's that simple. If there's personal information, if there's PII, or there's details about your life you don't want it out there, then just censor that. And say very clearly, this was a name, this was a location, this was a personal detail, whatever. but send the full context. It's that simple. This is not a big ask, by the way. People act like this is like some crazy ask, or like it's constantly digging for more. No, if you're going to show clips of a call, you should show the full call, as much of the call as you possibly can with it. This is very common. Very common that you expect this of people in dramas. Because why would we accept just 2 seconds of a call? Anything could have happened in that conversation just before or just after.
Which is probably why the segment of her saying, "Did you sexually assault her?" isn't there. He lied about it. Dude, what? How did we not do this sooner? Can I just ask, like, why we didn't do this sooner? Send me the screenshot. What the fuck? And Kevin was wrong, by the way. I think hold on. I am, 1 sec. So it's now the 26th of May, and I've sent this to Bug on the 26th of May, and I don't know anywhere on Earth where it's still the 24th. So this is not relating to the Discord. This is not relating to the date it was sent on Discord. This is relating to the date that the file was created. And he supposedly went onto Adobe Premiere Pro so that he could find the original file for the video that it was made months and months ago. That's what he spent 30 minutes doing, finding it. So he sends me the media that he already has, right? Because why would you need to go and find the original media if it wasn't related to media you already have? So if that were true, why in the name of God himself would your fucking date of creation be the same day we're doing the interview? Is it because there's a longer version of the call? There's context that you don't want me listening to? You cut out portions of this unedited audio recording? Could it be that? Would renaming change the date? Oh yeah, would it rechange? That's actually a very good point. You make a very good argument. This just totally might have been nothing. You know what I'm gonna do?
I should explain this on my play from it.
Lol, I'm gonna send you the exact same file. Lol, I'm gonna send you the exact same file. What is gonna lol? All right, changed it to and then I'll send it to you, and then tell me what the IP3 data is for the. Why can I not rename it? Oh, it's open in VLC. All right, I renamed it, and then I'm gonna send it to you. Okay, I just changed the name of the exact same call. So will you just test it out and see what the date is on the call I just sent you? We'll test it right now.
Okay, I think it was enough.
All right, let's try this. Sorry.
You get the point. Look, it's proven anyway. That is how it works. So, let's move on. But what are we moving on to first? Are we going to watch Cameron's latest video? Or are we going to try and listen to this, like, 13-minute recording of a conversation between Crexer and Cameron? Thing is, I don't know if I want to look through the whole Crexer allegations yet. And so I don't know if I want to do just a little bit of it. That seems like a lot of it. Kind of a stupid thing to do, just do a tiny bit of it. Current Ian can't be worse than this. Come on. So there are two paths in front of you, Western. Which way, Western man? Cuck loser or butt plug rapist? Cuck loser or butt plug rapist? Which way, Western man? Also, one thing I saw as well last night. This guy is such a clout snake fucking reptile.
Hey guys, Logan from SML here. Subscribe to Cameronf305.
That's right.
Subscribe to him.
We're gonna win the war.
Hey guys.
He's here with like Super Mario Logan and like he's always talking about like he's been to like VidCon and he's always talking about all these YouTubers that he's met. It's like the weirdest clout snake shit in the world. Like the constant name dropping and shit. You can just go back in his history, and it is like always like trying to jump on trends and desperate to my suicide story. Desperate to jump on trends and like try and get big on YouTube. Like look, you see him like trying to be like a Minecraft kid and shit. And then he gets in with the Yandere dev, I guess, because he sees that as a way to get big on YouTube. Like his whole life is oriented around this from a young age. Yeah, it's very unsettling, strange stuff. Very creepy creepy guy. All right. Okay, I think what we do is how do I want to finish this off? The one Crexer audio or the new video? But we'll do the new video. Fuck it. Fuck it. Saying 19 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I fucked up my lamp. There we go. There's a fair bit more than that one call. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I just didn't know whether I wanted to listen to just that audio and just leave it at that, or and then come back to it later. But let's watch the Innuendo Studios thing. So he did a 20-minute video on Innuendo Studios, okay? It has not quite achieved the same critical and mass acclaim, mass appeal as his recent iDubbbz Content Cop. And you can see immediately in the comments, he's there. You can't quite see it because I've got widescreen on. Content Deputy, question mark, as his comment. So, I thought he said he wasn't doing that, but now I guess he is doing a content deputy. Because he's just desperate to capitalize. I have on good authority, he's deleting critical comments. Whoa. Ooh, not a good look. Not a good look. I don't care. Moderating comments is fine. But, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. Anyway, let's take a look. He's going to try and recapture the magic with the content deputy, I guess. That'll be funny. But let's see this one first.
My hair is all screwy, and I'm supposed to be making an impression for my new audience.
Wow.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
I have been running this channel at a loss for 7 years. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at managing money.
Hey everybody, it's Cameron. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 35,000 subscribers. I think we're actually close to 36 now, but the love and support you guys have shown on the latest video has been amazing. Regardless, I found something pretty interesting yesterday. So I was browsing the internet and I came across this dude named
dude, the whole point, he was meant to be like doing the new content cop thing, and yet this isn't very iDubbbz at all. This is barely even Chris Raygun, frankly. This is just like, this is the most slop, like 2015 YouTube vlog commentary content. It's like so dated, so metrosexual, so lame. It's just, you're showing your face so hard here. Like the mask has slipped. The mask is totally slipped. You're not the edgy new content cop who's taken out the cockeyed iDubbbz, who's, you know, past his prime. No. You are some desperate, clout-chasing reptile who saw an opportunity to masquerade as something you're not and try and get some popularity. And it worked for a moment. It worked for a moment. But you're so obvious to anyone with above 85 IQ and their faculties functioning because they haven't been totally blinded by a seething hatred of Hassan. Totally apparent to everyone exactly who you were the whole time. And now it's going to be shown to your new audience. The facade, literally, you cannot keep it up. And this is it's such a good, clear example of it.
Innuendo Studios, who I had never heard of until today. And it was very interesting to me.
Like, what is gonna be the... So, iDubbbz thinks of himself. This is how he thinks of his old content. Yeah, he was being edgy. He was being provocative. Even now, he thinks he's being... Well, he kind of is being provocative. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of did actually get people really mad with the new content cops in a different way. But, you know, provocative nonetheless. But he sees himself as doing it in service of some deeper point, or like getting at some, you know, thing he sees as like some truth, unsaid truth. That's how he sees. What unsaid truth? What deeper point is Cameron going to convey to us with this Innuendo Studios video? You should just make money instead of begging for it. Is that going to be it, Cameron? Is that going to be the extent of this?
So Innuendo Studios is this, I think he's a bread tuber. He's like this leftist guy who talks about all these sorts of topics, and he's very left-wing, and that's fine, whatever. But the reason I'm making this video has absolutely nothing to do with his politics, and all to do with the latest video this guy just uploaded to his channel called Being a YouTuber Bankrupted Me. And oh boy, when I read that title and I saw this guy's channel subscriber count, and
yeah, novel takes like, you should work for your money. You should pay taxes. lefty content creators have terrible money management skills. Like, brand new novel and unsaid truths that Cameron's going to deliver to us now.
He's made. I had a field day. He's also got a Patreon. Oh my god, he's got a Patreon as well. He's making $6,500 a month on Patreon. What could he have possibly
Dude,
been
I
spending?
feel like I'm watching like fucking Shane Dawson or something right now. Like that's the level of slop we're on. That's the level of just like a degenerate, low IQ drivel that I'm consuming at this point.
Money on. We're gonna learn all of this today, but for some reason it always happens to be these bread tubers. I don't know what's going on. So this isn't gonna be as in-depth as a content call. We're just gonna take a look at this and see where it goes, because there's a lot to unpack here. My name is Bald.
Dude, like, it's just the most generic dog shit writing, which you can take a look at and see how it goes. There's a lot to unpack here. I've heard that phrase in like a million YouTube videos before. Like the most, you're a bot. You're a total bot. Total bot, total reptile. Just the most, I'm desperate to fit in. What do I need to do to make people like me drone that I've ever seen walk the face of fucking earth? Barely worth moral consideration. That's how lacking in any uniqueness or original thought you are. I don't even believe you're truly interacting with the world around you. I think you're like actually the NPC. You are the set dressing. You are the background. You're just totally absent of any personhood.
My name is YouTuber. My name is Broke. Let's see about this guy. Ian Danskin. Another Ian? Listen, guys, I don't hate Ians, okay? If you're Ian in the audience, I don't hate you, okay? It just happens that the past 2 Ians we've covered have been really interesting, okay? Hey, boss. Before we continue this video, just want to let you guys know that I have a Discord server.
Whoa, dude, that shit fucking shiver down my spine. Dude, that was fucking bad. Dude, that was like a fucking jolt down my spine, dude. What the fuck? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, my. Oh, my. The Hey Boss. Filthy Frank reference in Big 25. In Big 25, the little jump cut, Filthy Frank, quirked up white boy reference. Yeah, this is rough, dude. This is real rough. This is difficult to get through.
And here you can call into my streams and do all sorts of other stuff by interacting with the community. And if you're a channel member or patron, you get special privileges and whatnot. So yeah, join if you're interested, and if not, just see the video. Anyways, let's watch Being a YouTuber Bankrupted Me.
Ian from Innuendo Studios here. For the time being, Innuendo Studios is taking a break.
No! What will I do without such class?
Like, the H3 chestnuts shit. Just like trying to pander to like a new audience. It's like...
Essex has the semiotics of cuck.
White women having sex with black men who are not their white partners.
What will I do with that? It's not easy being blue. This guy.
There's a chance it might be permanent. Well, you've seen the title of the video.
Okay. We need some key points of information before we continue further. We are 30 seconds into this video and I am already getting upset. How long has this trajectory been going? How long have you been operating at a loss? Why didn't you upload more? Why didn't you get a job? Why didn't you start to try to change your content up?
Well, novel and interesting takes from a guy who... I'm pretty sure he lives in Paris, isn't he? This is the same room he's been in for like the last 10 fucking years, so I can only assume so.
So that you could make more revenue. I mean, you clearly have something. You got 500,000 subscribers. You're living somewhere. I mean, your videos don't seem to be doing that bad. What's going on, man?
Bankruptcy is only one of several options right now, but...
So he makes money talking about...
Dude, Q is trying to kill this guy in chat right now. What the hell, man? Q is actually trying to kill this guy. This is fucked, man.
business, huh? I bet you guys should take his advice on the cost of doing business. I bet you he knows all about it. Ooh, he knows a thing or two about the penny problem. So, like, this is kind of delegitimizing a bunch of videos he's made. He really doesn't know the art of
yeah, so true. Thank God Cameronf305 released this video. I almost forgot the Chud segment from two weeks ago. Thank you for refreshing my memory. I almost forgot everything he said there. Thanks, Cameron.
Business, but he definitely has a penny problem.
Yeah, I've been saying that doing this job is making ends meet for a while, and it has in the sense that most months I end with my bank account at least nominally in the positive. Not all, but most.
Chloe. You're telling me that there have been months where you have gone negative and just was like, okay, shucks, not gonna do anything about that, just gonna keep doing the same thing. Oh man, this hurts.
If making ends meet is supposed to entail things like being able to settle.
This is like, literally, I feel like 50 to 100 channels must have covered this, and all the coverage is like identical to the rest of it. And this is possibly the most generic form. This is possibly the way. It's like the takes are so obvious. It's like, wow, you have a lot of subs and got a lot of views, but you're not making any money. You must be pretty bad at running a business, huh? Yep. What else is there to say about this? It's like the most uninteresting, like, vapid topic ever. It's like, haha, you suck at making a bit. Like, it's funny, don't get me wrong. But I watched Chud cover it. I thought it was funny. It just, like, sitting there berating this guy for, like, you know, being you know, one in black cock or whatever, and making fun of him for having a tax bill and all this shit. That's funny. It's funny to make fun of him. But you're not adding anything. This isn't like, you're adding nothing here by making this video. It's just like the same points delivered in a less funny way 2 weeks later. It's like, thanks, Cameron. Thanks, Cameron.
Settle up your credit card debt or settle up personal loans you take from friends and loved ones, or being able to pay the 30% in taxes that freelancers own every April.
Get this man an accountant. Where did it all go? How did you lose it all? You're telling me you didn't account for the 30% tax? You're telling me you didn't account for the loans?
So like actual 19-year-old saying, get an accountant. Bro, you've never even had to consider getting an accountant. Can we, like, why are you sitting here trying to do, like, life advice now? Finance advice from a 19-year-old. Please, delete this video. Delete this video.
You just did it? You just bought shit? Oh, that hurts. Oh, this all hurts. This all hurts so much.
I have been running this channel at a loss for 7 years.
7 years? And you decided to do nothing about it? This guy should start running Creator Clash. What made you not get a job or do something about it? 7 fucking years. What made you not do anything, dude?
Back taxes, I owe the government a maxed out credit card that is in collections, and
like he's not even saying, it's just like the most slop reaction shit ever. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing, dude? I will add something. Say something. Yeah, he's bad with money. Is that the whole video, Cameron? Is that the whole video? Is that the whole video? Just, well, this guy's bad with money. 600 other people have already said that about this exact video, Cameron. iDubbbz owns you.
Money I owe to a few people who've bailed me out.
By the way, you guys, don't fucking feel bad for this guy. I don't feel bad for this guy whatsoever. Okay, you did this to yourself, man. Like, this trajectory's been going on for 7 years. You weren't uploading much. You begged people for money. You couldn't pay them back. And now you're getting your audience to bail you out. I don't feel bad for you at all. Let's look at this cuck video he put up and see what are these messages that he put in this cuck video. This video about cuckoldry. Content warning. Racism. Misogyny. Pornography. Further...
It is very Jake Weddle. I've got to say, this is quite Jake Weddle. I said this actually about his voice at one moment in the VC the other night, but it is quite Jake Weddle. It's giving Jake Weddle, as Deep Rama would say.
Remainder of my own personal social distance hellhole. Innuendo Studios will be releasing faster, looser. Don't use the word loose.
In fact, this whole vibe actually gives Weddle, doesn't it, really? When you think about it. When you really think about it.
In a video about cock. Higher volume, lower polished videos on a semi-regular schedule. 100% of ad proceeds will be donated to Critical Resistance, a prison and police abolition group. Black Lives Matter. The first Pride was a riot. Disarm and defund the police. This guy is a savior, okay? So after 3 years of operating at a loss, you say to yourself, you know what? I'm gonna continue this loss and make sure I make no money fucking at all so I can fund the defunding of police. There are so many...
Yeah, exactly. There's like no original... This is what I mean. Like, he's such a mass-produced bot, right? It's like pure shapeshifter, skinwalker, reptile shit. How there's no original voice here. There isn't any personality of his that you can actually glean from this. It is like purely performing to like the standards that he thinks are set for a YouTuber. Like how do I make a YouTuber video about this topic? You know, that's it. It's like pure, yeah, Cryptid. He is absolutely Cryptid. Absolutely one of the most unsettling creatures I've seen in my life. Like his ability to just to lie and mask through every situation is just it's scary.
Oxymorons and what the fuck I just said, I am stroking out. And look, I got no problem with him supporting whatever fucking political movement he wants. That's
Thank you for the $5, Godspeed. Thank you.
His prerogative, whether any of us agree or disagree, doesn't fucking matter. But when you're at a loss, can't you say that's kind of stupid? Okay, regardless of whatever messaging he's trying to put out, isn't that kind of dumb?
Accumulated debt that is pushing $100,000.
You are $100,000 in debt, filming a video at 1 HP, and you've been seeing this debt accumulate over 7 years, and a bunch of it probably came from you funding a group defunding the police, and you decided just now was the time to do something about it. By the way, he's not even doing anything about it. He's making a video complaining, asking people to bail him out.
Wait, but he did do something about it. Like, you can say this, but... He actually did do something about it, didn't he? Because all the lefties pulled together and bailed him out. He got like a fuck ton of money out of it. How old's this guy again? Like 20? 20 or 21, maybe? Like, yeah, this guy got like 150k. I'm sorry, but like, you can say that it's a bitch move to come and cry and panhandle to your audience. But you can't say he didn't do anything about it, because he absolutely bailed himself. Well, didn't bail himself, he got bailed out. So, he won.
Which you probably did to friends, family, and loved ones.
Are we watching old YouTube content? Oh, you'll be forgiven for thinking that this video was produced in 2015. But no, this is actually just a reptilian in 2025 attempting to imitate his collective knowledge of YouTube throughout the last decade. After coming to Earth or emerging in human society. Thank you for the $5 Tetris Chemist.
This Cameron guy is fairly ugly when you pay attention. Really bizarre proportions. Looks like an actual goblin at times. Bad skin, etc.
Thank you for the $5 Tetris Chemist. Hugely appreciated. Disavow the dono, though. That's absolutely horrible thing to say about someone. What was I going to say? Yeah, surfaced. He's like a cryptid that surfaced in human society about 10 years ago. He spent the time studying YouTube content. He's finally ready to start imitating. So it seems like it's from 2015, but it's not. It was released today.
Probably went out of his way to ask the same spiel at 1 HP to everyone he knows. Like, he just talked about how he was asking people for help and money.
I'm not going to say I'm perfect at managing money.
You don't say, buddy. I wouldn't have got that, personally.
There wasn't a life I could have been living these past 7 years where I would have earned $100,000 more than I did.
What? Yeah, there was. Maybe you could have got a job. Maybe you could have upped your content output. Maybe you could have talked about this with a financial advisor. You probably could have figured this one out. Maybe not.
Is he even pointing out how much Ian's Kickstarter video from 9 years ago lays out the manipulations he uses in that begging video. If he is going to do that, it hasn't happened yet. Thank you for the $4.99, Max. Praying that Innuendo Studios covers this guy's allegations. I'd give him 10K for that.
Donating all of your revenue to defund the police may have helped.
You know, I'm gonna probably do some kind of fundraiser or do a Patreon relaunch.
None of these include a job application. He put his resume in the description. Oh, we're gonna go over that.
And I've felt for a long time that,
dude,
like,
I hate the way this guy acts.
Include a job application. He put his resume in the description. Oh, we're gonna go over that.
And I've...
Oh, we're gonna go over that. I go over the resume later in the video. Yeah, you just said you were gonna do that. Why you feel the need to put the subtitle in too? What, am I supposed to assume that you don't go over the resume later in the video after you said we're gonna go over that in your edited, pre-recorded video? It's not a stream.
Over that.
And I've felt for a long time that, like, I'm on the verge of kind of like making it. Like, I've been dancing around the periphery for a while. You know, back in 2020, the numbers were really doing good. The Patreon was really solid. I was making more money than I'd ever made.
Okay, so all right, there was a point in time where you were making a profit. So the second you finally stopped operating at a loss, you donate all your fucking proceeds. So you did it twice. For a second, I was like, oh wait, and then I realized you started at a loss. Oh, uptick. You fixed it. Okay, good. We're gonna stay there. No, let's just donate all my who fucking needs money, okay? We're gonna donate all my fucking money.
Yeah, this is like a Willie Mac video almost. It's got that same skinwalker, like, faker. Like, I think it's just the performativity. I think I hate, like, old YouTube content at this point. I think iDubbbz, shocking, you know, out of everyone, I think iDubbbz, actually, his content, even though shit talk how poorly it's aged sometimes, his content probably holds up better than a lot of other YouTube content because he's less performative in his delivery. Like, anytime I've tried to record something offline, it's like I cringe the fuck out. I literally can't do it. I could never, like, do something like this because I just know this looks so embarrassing. Like, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment watching this guy do it. It's, like, so gross seeing someone do the whole, like, you know, they're in a room on their own. They're just in a room on their own. I'm talking to you guys, at least. I'm talking to you guys. I've got some kind of live feedback. He's in a room on his own with no live feedback, just, like, doing this, like, crazy emoting that you know he's done 6 times before for other takes to a video that he's watched in advance. And it's like, it just feels so weird. And especially when he's not saying anything too. Like, it would be one thing if this was a video that had, like, some thought to it and some points. And maybe in the process of delivering these points, he's, like, done a few different takes of, like, you know, how am I going to say this to my audience and stuff? How am I going to deliver this joke that caps off this point? But there aren't really jokes or points being made. He's just doing, like, retarded reaction content, but scripted, but pre-recorded, right? Like, this could just be a stream. This is just, like, low IQ stream reaction content of just, like, oh, Innuendo Studios is begging for money. Dude, you didn't think of, like, managing your money better? Dude, you didn't think of that? What? Like, it's like the most Nick DiOrio thing ever. And he's doing it as a pre-recorded video. He's doing it as a pre-recorded video for some reason. I just don't understand. What's the appeal of a piece of content like this? It makes no sense.
I'm gonna fucking start going back into debt. Let's donate all my money to defund the fucking police. Douche! You did it again. And now, here you go, uptick. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna do it again. Watch. It's gonna happen again.
You know, once I hurt my back and I couldn't work for a while.
What? Did you suffer some form of injury, or did you just have some back pain? Ow. Ouch. Let me do some research. Innuendo Studios back. YouTube drama. Okay, the best, very credible source of information here. So he had a massive back injury.
And you know what?
How does that prevent you from writing videos? I understand how it could prevent you from recording videos, but you tell me you can't lay down and get on your laptop and start writing a script. A lot of my latest video was researched and written using the free time I had in class. I wrote a loose script with some in-text citations and context and whatnot. And I did a lot of that away from home. You don't have to like be at your desktop to make progress on your video. You could probably do things in the comfort of a hospital bed. I understand how difficult a back injury can be, but still, if you're in a financial situation and you got that rush, you are still gonna try to get your work done, right? I don't know. Take my point there with a grain of salt. I still feel like you could have been getting work done.
Sorry. I actually did miss that. I didn't pull that up. Let's do this quickly. So yeah, he didn't cite a YouTube drama post to exonerate himself, no. What he cited was an r/Osana post to exonerate himself, which is the Yandere Dev like anti-fan community on Reddit. So we've got a Dickers tweet here. The moderation team of r/Osana, which Cameronf305 keeps referencing to prove his innocence, have now retracted their statement and disavowed him. So they say, there have been statements made by Cameron as of May 2025, which were not said to us. Given the more recent statements that have been made regarding this instance, we are no longer confident in the post above. This sub is about Yansim and Alex. We're not going to tolerate it being turned into anything about this. The post is staying up for historical purposes and just updated via this comment.
His head shape is that of an abuser of woman. I do not feel bad for this guy at all. Wishing him nothing but the worst in life.
Thank you for the $10. Awesome phrenology examination there. Thank you. To give a bit more context, Cameron has done a string of interviews and appearances recently that has forced a relitigating the situation. He went on stream with FPS Diesel and completely changed the story, stating he never had a sexual interaction with Jelly, consensual or otherwise, and that he was being blackmailed into saying that he did. A claim that he's already walked back, on top of appearances where new information was volunteered that seriously cast doubt on the merit of this post. One thing is clear, we do not know whether or not Cameron had committed sexual assault, so we're willing to stand by that, as there's not enough to draw a conclusion. However, it's become very difficult to ignore Cameron's willingness to admit or reframe certain aspects of the situation when he thinks he can benefit from it. TLDR, Cameron needs to stop talking, and everyone involved in this is just as credible as each other. So that makes sense. I think that's a fine statement from these Reddit Jannies. We don't want to get more involved than we are. We're here to hate on Yandere Dev. This guy isn't associated with Yandere Dev anymore, and we've got no idea what the fuck happened here. So we walk it back. Ignore this post. Fair enough.
But that might just be me or my ignorance, so take that with a grain of salt, okay? I'm not claiming to be the expert here.
It keeps feeling like if I could just hang on a little longer, I get it cracked. Become one of those like fully self-sustained people.
Once I'm out of college, if my trajectory with my income on YouTube and music and whatever is paycheck to paycheck, I'm not just gonna rely on YouTube. I'm gonna get a job.
Wow.
If I'm barely making ends meet, I'm gonna want some wiggle room, so I'm gonna go get a job. I feel like that's pretty common sense, man. Okay, I feel like I'm not doing some magic spell.
Yeah, I love hearing like actual children give life advice in YouTube videos. Wow, awesome, awesome, great stuff, man. Great stuff. When I grow up and I have to pay a bill for the first time, okay.
All right. I feel like this is just the information you get, like you learn, like you figure out. I feel like there's this common sense switch not being flipped.
For now, we're gonna call this.
Okay, but you were like
sabbatical.
22, bro. You're talking to me. I'm 26. What?
Sabbatical? That sounds like
I'm pushing 30.
A period of paid leave granted to a university teacher? Oh, buddy, you are so putting yourself on some fucking pedestal. I don't know how I feel about the word sabbatical. Can we get a hashtag sabbatical going? Give me a sabbatical. Our rapper name is Young Sabbatical.
It's possible I will find part-time work.
Part-time work. I'm gonna explode. Listen, I'm doing school full time right now, and I still.
Bro, what? You look like 16. That's the only reason I was watching. Rip. Okay, dude.
Think out this video and have a life outside of that.
If it's enough hours that it brings in decent money that I could supplement Patreon and AdSense with, I could keep doing this part-time, which is, you know, when I started out, that's what it was. It was a thing I was juggling with freelancing in school.
Good! And it worked for you! So do it again! This hurts. This hurts so much. He looks like Vsauce Michael put on a few pounds and lost his wife.
How would my free time look? Free time? The concept.
Oh, feel bad. Oh, free time.
The most unsettling human void. Something in my reptile brain immediately wants to neutralize him every time he speaks.
Dude. I mean, you want to neutralize him. Dude.
Oh, what's free time? Oh, woe is me. I don't have free time. Shut the fuck up, dude.
I've been doing this for 11 years. It's weird to say that it is the most financially stable I've ever been.
Wait! $100,000 in debt. Motherfucker just said
neutralize is a great word.
I don't know if I could rack my retarded brain to figure this one out. Something tells me you haven't had good finances for the past 11 years. People don't owe you anything, man. I think we found the guy who's been running the Creator Clash finances, dude.
Guys,
I'm gonna leave the Patreon turned on.
I'm just reading chat.
For like
he's so annoying. I actually can't follow what he's saying at this point. I started tuning out. I'm just reading people berate this guy in chat.
Have you been turning it off while you're operating at a loss? What? By the way, guys, please do not give to this guy at all. If you're gonna give to someone,
too late. You got 150k. Too late. You're owned. You got 150k.
What? By the way, guys, please do not give to this guy at all. If you're gonna give to someone, give to me. I'm getting out of college, you know. I'm about to get my life started. You want to help your brother out? Join the Patreon. Become a member. We got a lot of new members on screen. Actually, I don't think we have any new
on screen. Dude, what is like the weird inflection, the YouTuber inflections? It's so disgusting, man. It's so gross. It is actually like every time. This is like, it gives you the same feeling. It's like, you know, you're sitting there. Like every time I watch this guy in a video and he does like a YouTuber inflection or something, it's like the same feeling that I imagine you feel as you're like in like a cabin and you're like, you've got a shotgun pointed out the window. There's some bushes and you see the bushes rustle. And then like a sort of malformed version of like one of your family members comes sprinting out on all fours at you. Like it gives me that same like fight or flight response that I imagine someone feels in like a situation like that.
Patrons on screen. Shout out to all y'all and continue supporting me. I really appreciate it. Love y'all.
When I finished the alt-right playbook, I had like made a decision after the re-election that I just wanted to wrap it, which meant kind of jumping to the end. I had a few scripts still unproduced, and my intent still is to release the unproduced scripts under Creative Commons license, and also like a graphics pack of a bunch of like, at least like the base graphics, you know, the little dupes. So anyone who wants to use the title, The Alt-Right Playbook, to produce those scripts is welcome to, provided you release under the same Creative Commons license.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to produce the alt-right playbook, you can. He's got you the script. He's got you the assets. All you gotta do is record your voice. What the fuck? Just make that content, dude. You're wasting content. Just do the voiceover. Do your shitty little editor.
Very novel stuff. Never heard this before.
And look, I get it. Do stuff that you're passionate about.
This Innuendo Studios guy should probably put out more than one video a year if he wants his business to succeed. Please clap. Wow.
That you're having fun with, but why waste your work when you're in desperate need?
I will post a GoFundMe.
So we're going to talk about this GoFundMe. So it's been closed. He had apparently $87,000 of debt. He's got his dwindling YouTube earnings as the picture. So he owes $59,000 of back taxes, assuming he can correct an inaccurate audit from 2019. He owes nearly $19,000 in credit debt. Loans from loved ones is nearly $10,000. Oh my goodness. But he's raised $155,000.
You think he's plugged up right now in this video? You know, we can never rule out the idea that this guy's plugged up at any given moment. Now that we know this guy uses a plug, we can never rule out whenever we see this guy on video that he could be, because you just can't know. You can't know unless he literally turns the other cheek. You cannot know if this guy's plugged TF up. So you have to keep that in mind when he's in the content cop outfit. When he's in the content cop outfit, you have to remember he could be plugged up. When he's talking about Anissa's OnlyFans and how much of a beat horse she is. I don't know if he did that because I didn't watch his gay fucking video. You have to remember there's a solid chance he's plugged up. You can never disregard the possibility this guy is plugged up while on camera.
$5,000, and here's the problem with that I have. You have now bailed him out again. His wife probably tried to bail him out if he has one. His loved ones have tried to help bail him out. His friends have probably tried to help bail him out. And now his audience has now helped bail him out. And guess what? The same thing's gonna happen again. Give it a year or so. Watch. It's so likely to happen. The way you learn from shit is punishment, not bailouts. You learn shit through punishment. You've given him $155,000 because he fucked up. It makes no sense.
If anyone wants to contribute.
Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, what? Dude, I just launched the game by mistake. I just click my taskbar. I launched Mechabellum. Whoops. Close Mechabellum. Close Mechabellum. Do not open Mechabellum. There we go.
That you can also still back the Patreon, even if it's just like if you just want to think of it as a thank you. If anyone out there would like to hire the services of Ian from Innuendo Studios and you're offering something that at least has health insurance, I'll also put a resume and contact info in the down there.
We're gonna look through this resume. Ian Washington Danskins. Profile. Producer with 20 years experience, dating back to my first gig editing a DVD bonus features for a post-feminist documentary on Barbie. Any boss who reads that line in the resume, that shit's going in the circular file. Proficient in Adobe Premiere, Adobe Animate, Final Cut Pro, Audacity, OBS, Google Services, WordPress, and I could probably kludge some HTML if you told me I had to. Buddy. Fierce commitment to social justice. This is a resume! You're not applying for morals and ethics, you're applying for a job!
Okay, this is very low IQ. This is incredibly low IQ. Just coming from side, this is displaying that you've probably never had a job. And listen, I haven't had good jobs either, I'll be real. It's very clear displaying that you haven't had a job or have any knowledge of having a job in any, like, corporate environment or, like, more professional setting than like fast food, because in a lot of like corporate jobs, this sort of stuff is the sort of thing they want to hear about. Like a HR job, any sort of like designer or lead in like a media company is going to be interested in this sort of stuff. Like, there are lots of workplaces that actually do look for and want these sorts of, like, social values claims, right? They actually do want that on your resume.
With politics as left as situations will allow. Sir, this is a Publix. Could you imagine this? Anything political in your resume. Why? If you were like some political consultant, maybe your political leanings would be relevant. Otherwise, nobody gives a fuck when they're hiring you. Good with creative solutions and constructive feedback. Deep knowledge about curiosity.
See, this is I don't think I've seen other people go over the resume particularly. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Diorio go over the resume? So this could be Cameron trying to do original thought here, and it's falling flat because of his lack of knowledge. He tried to wing it. So we got a 2-hour video that was entirely ripped from other people, and then he did the first 15 minutes of this were entirely ripped from other people and said nothing remotely interesting or unique, and then we're winging it for the last 5 minutes here, and it's gone completely off the rails, and is showing that he's just never had a worthwhile job, has no knowledge of anyone who has a worthwhile job, doesn't understand corporate workplaces or how they hire, what they look for when they're hiring. And it's just like revealing so much about him. So this is awesome. This is really awesome stuff.
About education, art, and grassroots organizing. Great with words. Works well to deadlines, respectful to coworkers and comrades. He respects his coworkers and his comrades, if you know what I mean. Speaks a little Spanish. Ah! Our boy is bilingual. Let's go. Work history. Oh, man. Content creator, Innuendo Studios, 2014 through current. Created a YouTube channel and took it from hobby to side hustle to full-time. And how did that work out, Ian? Served as the sole editor, illustrator, animator, writer, and performer for a video series on art, social justice, and popular culture from a progressive leans. Innuendo Studios has been cited in Forbes, Sight and Sound.
Like, has this guy ever even read a LinkedIn profile? Like, I don't... What is blowing his mind about this? I really don't get it. Like, yeah, it's like a gay lefty resume. Yeah, I can tell he's like a gay lefty, but I can tell that from his fucking channel. I don't need to look at the resume to know that his resume looks like this, to be honest.
And PBS is the subject of a short Swedish documentary and has been nominated for the NYVGCC Award for Journalism. As it stands, the channel has over 500,000 subscribers, 50 million 50 million views, and you're broke! And has generated over 750 million impressions. His last job was in 2014. This guy hasn't been in the workforce for 11 years. So yeah, that resume is going on the circular file. Okay, now I'm starting to see why it was harder for this guy to get a job.
Depending on what my earnings are, I might just turn off ads.
What? Why would you turn off monetization for your videos when you're broke?
I don't know what's out there, and I'm probably calling a temp agency on Monday. Good God. You know what it's like to have a resume that just says content creator for 11 years?
I don't know if that's what you should be worried about on your resume, buddy. I think you got a few other problems. Anyways, you guys, that's going to do it for today's video.
That is actually probably the biggest issue on his resume, to be honest. No, the content creator, that probably is. You could... It's like so dumb. Like, yeah, that's not a structured job with a corporation or something, so they don't look on that as favorably. It's a bit more vacuous and a nonsense thing. Did you see Westside Tyler called you a pedophile? I did see that. I did see that. It's not the first time either. I don't really put my stock in it. I mean, it's kind of funny that he says it while he's bitching and crying that Bad Empanada's defaming him. It's like, well, what are you fucking crying about? You fucking bitch. Keep crying, I guess. Hilarious seeing him and Bad Empanada fighting, though, by the way. Hilarious. That is just hilarious. He got outed. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. He's like a skinwalker. So. I assume because of lolly stuff. I don't know, man. Survive BE scrutiny. Honestly, I'm not following it. I watched like 10 minutes of it because it got linked earlier. But my money's on BE. Okay, my money's on BE in that fight all day. BE's actually funny. That's the problem. They're both doxers. I don't particularly watch either of them. But BE is like, when I see him, he's kind of funny. He's kind of funny. Funnier than Tyler, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is the most embarrassing video I've ever seen. Obviously, all the luck in the world, man. I hope you figure your shit out and never do this shit again. But please, for the love of God, don't send this man any money. People like this are not worth your time. People who have no agency are not worth your time. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to smash that fucking like button.
Adam Lauder is releasing a video on Dan Saltman. Sweep for your boy. Nope. Nope. I don't sweep for Dan. I say I love Dan. Okay? I love that. I've explained this many times. I don't know how many times I have to explain it. I've said this so many times. You guys must know what I'm going to say. I like Dan because he has said to me straight up, I would like to win. Truth is secondary to me winning. So, okay, I know how you operate. I can work with that. And that has been proven to me time and time again that he is self-interested and will put winning over the truth. So I can look at that and I can say, okay, I get what your deal is. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I agree. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I think he's always doing the right thing. Or even most of the time doing the right thing. You know. But it's like, I don't fucking hate the guy. I don't have a lot of energy for it. You know. I have energy when it feels like someone is trying to get one over on me. Or they're not being honest about who they are. But I don't have energy for someone that just says, yeah, I am trying to get one over on you. So, okay. Alright. Enjoy.
And subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the video. Also, if you want to support me directly into not going into bankruptcy, be sure to donate to my Patreon or become a channel member, or tune into my streams on Twitch.
Oh, then chat logs getting amplified? Or what, you mean the ones where he's going crazy about how the Jays are just, you know, better and all that shit? Those ones. Dude, those are rough. Those are some rough chat logs. the race realism, Jewish exceptionalism chat logs. Those are funny. Not in like a good way.
Or YouTube. I love you all. Funny. I got some new stuff coming soon, and take it easy. Toodles, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was awful. That was really bad.